No, but he. I will call all bowlers anyway over there for a picture, and then we start. I will I will call all four players for one picture. Okay, so you stay here to take a picture. Okay. Okay, welcome back to Joy Station. We are ready to start the stepladder final for the 10th Sofia International Open. And I would like to present the four bowlers. The first bowler who's going to wait for the grand final is Tobias Boarding from Germany. Please come over. Following second place on the stepladder final, Thomas Kaufko from Finland. Another Finnish player, Puru Pyharinen from Finland again, who's gonna play against a Danish bowler, Karsten Hansen. Please come over. You are very quiet, by the way. You are a very bad audience. You need to be more loud. We are live through the Ball Zone channel, a very nice platform here in Bulgaria, developed by Atia Software Company. They have been providing us very nice live streaming and combining the online scoring from Cubic IMF. We have managed to give you all these online results. So we'll be broadcasting live and commentating from the stage. Thank you very much. Good luck to all of you. And we're going to start with the first stepladder. So Karsten against Puru, or Puru against Karsten. We're going to have 5 minutes of practice, and then we start the first stepladder final. Okay. Yes. Okay, we are ready to start. We are also live on ballzone.live. Good luck to the first two bowlers, and may the best win. So we are in Joy Station here in Bulgaria. And we are watching the Stepladder final against Puru from Finland, who is now bowling his first shot. And that's a strike. Against Karsten from Denmark. In order to get to this Stepladder final, they had to bowl 8 games, total pinfall. And this event is the 10th year that has been organized here in Bulgaria. The Sofia International Open 2019. Hosted here at the beautiful Joy Station bowling center. First shot for Karsten, and he has 8. Joy Station Bowling Center is equipped with 20 lanes of the latest technology of cubic AMF, equipped with mud lanes, best X scoring system, a beautiful lane walker, lane dressing machine from Kegel. And it has been a bowling center that is hosting not just the Sofia International Open. We have a spare for Karsten. So in this bowling center, Joy Station, we have 2 major international events taking place. The biggest one is the one that we are actually watching right now, the Sofia International Open, which is the 10th year, the 10th edition. And every June, there's another tournament being organized, the Balkan Challenge. Sofia International Open is a 55,000 euro prize fund event and attracts bowlers from all around the world, where the Balkan Challenge is mostly targeting bowlers from the region. The Balkan Challenge is actually distributing 30,000 euro prize fund. Also on this bowling center, every month they organize the Fantastic Open, which is more like a local Bulgarian event with guests from Greece and Romania. Now Karsten on the second frame, he spurs again. And let's see what Puru is going to do. Actually, Puru walks back to his bowling bag and takes another ball. Puru, he's been using the Brunswick Vintage Phantom, which is a solid ball, and he's also on the rack. He also has a Radical Intel Perv, where Karsten, being a staff member of EBI, he's using a Resurgence Columbia ball, which he actually sanded with 500 Abralon just before the game started. He's also using a Hammer Ruthless and a Hammer Statement Solid ball. Going back to the discussion about the tournament, this event this year had 200 bowlers from 23 countries. And this is where I want to invite with me one of these international bowlers, George Stefanidis from Greece, who actually he just missed the Stepladder final for 11 pins. Welcome, George.
Remind me this. Appreciate it.
Yes, I do remind you that 11 pins are enough to be out.
Will you remind me this?
For the big prize fund, I want to remind to everyone that the bowler who's going to get the first position, he's going to earn 7,000 euro.
Wow, big prize.
Second position, 5,000 euro. Third position, 3,500 euro. And the fourth position, €2,500. Fifth position is €2,000, and George, your position, which is sixth,
Right.
I want to remind you that you earn €1,700, which is
Good prize money.
yes, and
Put that
just
aside.
yes.
Okay. Right.
So how do you feel that you bowled this tournament and you just didn't make the cut to the step ladder just for 11 pins?
Okay. I feel very happy every time that I participate in this beautiful event, this beautiful tournament hosted bowling center. But 11 pins are very hurtful. Okay. I did a great run. I finished sixth. That means I'm really, really happy for this. The leg conditions were really tough this year. That's why I'm feeling very happy because I did it. I make it. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this 11 pins, Tassos.
Well, yes, talking about the lane pattern,
Yep.
I take full responsibility about it since we are the Kegel distributors for the region and we provide the oil pattern every year. And yeah, this year maybe we provided a little bit tougher than it should be. I'm not sure.
No, I think there should be tough situations on this kind of big tournaments. So, oh, great strike.
That was a really
Front
lucky.
two. Yeah, great break from Carsten Hansen. You always need luck on this tournament, on these tough situations. So, okay, the oil pattern was 43 feet, 25 ml, 1 to 1.8 ratio, very tough. So the bowler should start to bowl on the right side. They started mostly on the eighth board, and then they break the tail and they moved more inside. So as we seen many solid bowling balls, as I used, and
Which ball did you use, George, mostly in the tournament?
mostly I used hollow solid. It is a rotogrip bowling ball, asymmetrical. I used also Idol Pro, the new model from Rotogrip, a solid symmetrical ball. And also I used the IQ Tour from Storm Products, one of my favorite bowling ball. On the fresh, but when the lane was changed, I used the Hollow Solid, the asymmetrical ball, and Idol Pro.
Okay. Now, you did bowl only the last 8 games because you had been qualified on the top 8 from the qualification, am I right?
Right. About on 3 o'clock.
But the rest, some of the bowlers, they had to actually bowl from the morning, bowling 4 games, and then another 4 games, and then those 8 games you bowled. Do you think that's too much, or is fair for this kind of competition?
I mean, it's fair. If you qualify on the highest position, you should have some buys. If you don't, you should bowl in the morning and do your best with your best for being on the top 100 positions. So it's fair. Oh, another great
What a
break.
strike! What a strike from Puru.
8-10, amazing.
And we have 69 for both players on the 4th frame.
Wow.
Spare for Karsten and a strike for Puru.
Luck plays a huge role on this tournament.
George, who you think is gonna win this match? Have a guess.
I bet on Karsten.
So you bet on Karsten?
Yeah. What I think.
Okay. So just for the sake of the discussion, let me bet on Puru and let's see.
Okay, let's see who's gonna win.
Who's gonna win?
What's the bet?
The winner, as far as we know, he's gonna bowl against Thomas Kaufko from Finland.
Okay.
And Tobias from Germany. He's been leading.
Yes, from Germany.
Did you watch those bowlers bowling, competing?
Of course.
What's your opinion? Another strike for Puru. Making some pressure.
They're both great bowlers, great kids.
Do you know them personally?
Not as much, but as I know them, they're very kindly boys. I know since many years. I bowled some tournaments with them, so and the most thing that they're very good bowlers, so they giving highest level for the tournament. These kind of bowlers.
Okay. Let's see what Karsten will do.
Oh, bad break. 479. Wow.
That was not definitely what he wanted.
Yeah.
He
Probably
did throw the resurgence, the Columbia resurgence.
too much reaction back end. The matches will be very close, I think. Every frame, every shot.
Well, generally the scores were not really high.
No, not very high.
Remind me, what was... Oh! He does spare. He needed that. George, do you remember what was the cut to make it to the second step? Was about 1260 or around that number. So it definitely was not very high.
Yep. It is lowest than the year before.
Yes. What do you think about this event? I mean, you have been visiting this event
since 2011 or 12.
Okay.
So about 7-8 years. It's amazing bowling center. Organization is so nice here. Everything are running really great. So yeah, every year we're here with our team, our CVC, the select team, and supporting this tournament. So we are very happy. Even that the situations are very tough, we are still happy.
Okay.
So we're gonna come here next year. That's it.
Okay. Well, I want to welcome you back in this event for next year. I hope you do better than the sixth position, which is already really good.
Thank you.
But I know you can do more. Actually, you did make it to the podium before, didn't you?
Yeah, before 2 years. I was on the third position. And Karsten was also the podium before 2 years with Paul Moore from England and Ramon Hispering from Netherlands.
Yes, also Puru from Finland was at the podium last year.
Right.
So these bowlers have not been new bowlers. As far as I remember, the only bowler who's right now in the finals, and it's his first appearance is maybe Tobias, or I'm not actually wrong.
Also in Puri, this is his first time on the second? Oh, right, he's second.
Last year he made it to the podium.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, George. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for this invitation, Tassos.
We will continue watching the game against Pure and Karsten.
He's doing great. Pure is doing great.
Pure 119 and 3 in a row, and Karsten 105.
Still sparing.
Still sparing. Hasn't found really the way to strike that much.
Yeah. I'm losing the bet now. Come on, Karsten. Oh,
8 for Puru. And one thing that I know, and most of the bowlers or people who are hearing us, they don't know, is that you're actually doing your military service as we speak, George.
Yeah, I'm on the army, from the Air Force, from the Greek Air Force.
Okay, because in Greece it's mandatory, so you're a conscript. It's mandatory to be in the army.
Exactly.
Okay. And being in the army, you also find time to practice bowling?
Not so much, but when I have some free time, what I do is only practice.
All right.
That's why I'm here. Hopefully 6 for this year.
Spare, Puru managed to spare. Okay, George, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tassos.
And we hope to see you in our next tournament.
Thank you.
So at the moment we are on the 7th frame of this match, and Puru, he's 1 4-7 with a spare. And let's see what the answer is going to be from Karsten with 105 at the moment on the 6th frame. And well, he did made a ball change, but it doesn't seems to work. He used the Ruthless ball instead of a Resurgence. And I would like to welcome on board another bowler who has been competing on this event for several years. Elliot Crosby from the UK. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
So, Elliot, Karsten didn't manage to either take one pin, so he has an open frame. So, Elliot, I was talking earlier with George Stefanidis from Greece, and he has been explaining me about this event. I have seen you bowling this event quite many times.
Yeah, I think this was my 4th year.
4th year?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? What's your opinion about the Sofia International Open?
I love the event. It's a really good event. The format, I think, is really good for finals day as well because it's quite a quick format. And some tournaments are quite long. And also, I think for the last 2 steps where the pinfall carries forwards, the format helps quite a lot because you get your best 4 players in the final.
Would you also consider maybe changing the format that after the 4 games they bowl at the end, then let's say half of the pins follow instead of the total pinfall?
As into the stepladder?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that could work as well. I think it's the track open on the EBT tour.
Because we do consider a change. We have been running this event for 10 years, and we always try to find a way to improve it or offer something different to the bowlers. What we do think that we offer, though, is very good conditions.
Yeah, this year especially was very tough, much tougher than last year. And it seems the years I've played so far, 1 year is maybe slightly easier, then the year after that is harder, then the following year will be a little bit easier. But then this year was the hardest year I've played so far by far.
That's true. When with the help of Kegel USA, we designed this pattern. We did want it to be a tough pattern, and I think that we managed doing that. We're also expecting to have a couple of more bowlers from different parts of the world, but we had the ECC this year taking place at the same time, and a lot of Swedish players who are being always coming in this event. They had some national league.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think also if you continue the pinfall to the stepladder or to the finals, that if someone has a very big lead, then it could take the fun out of the finals. Whereas,
yes, so far we never had that happening. I mean, we never had a bowler who has been really leading with a very big difference. But we do consider next year to change that format.
But I think if you stay with the harder pattern, like this year, really hard pattern, then everyone is closer together anyway, because it brings the field a lot closer together.
And Puro will spare on the 9th frame with 187. And Karsten, he's way back, 131 with a spare on the 8th frame.
But I think another good thing about this tournament is that the hotel is literally opposite.
Yeah, the hotel is really like less than 100 meters away.
It's 20 minutes from the airport. It's really easy for many countries to get to fly into. So, and it's still a good time of year here as well.
Yeah, we had very good weather here in Bulgaria these days. And the combination of a beautiful and a very well-maintained bowling center.
Yeah. It's got a lot fairer, I think, since they flattened the lanes 3 years ago, was it?
Yes.
Because before, no offense to left-handers, but it was quite lefty-friendly, and now it seems to be a bit more.
Yes, and while we're going to be watching the 10th frame on this match, where Puru will eventually win the event. And he's going to bowl against Thomas from Finland. What do you think, Elliot? Who's going to be the winner in the next match?
I think.
Be careful. I already won a bet from George before, who was betting on Karsten. So have a guess.
Wow. Well, I think Piri, if he can keep his head, because he made the step ladder last year. He's made a few step ladders in his career so far, even though he's a young bowler. He has that experience now to try and continue through, whereas Thomas is still a very good bowler, but he hasn't made as many as Piri has. I think Piri might edge him, and he's also now just played a game on the lanes, knows how the lanes are playing, and they look a little bit different from earlier on in the day where Thomas was doing quite well.
And whoever the winner is going to be, he's going to play against the German bowler, Tobias. Do you think that Tobias will be the winner of this event, or you would actually bet on any of the other two bowlers, either Thomas or Puru from Finland?
Wow. I've known Piri a couple of years, so I'd like to bet that Piri's going to win the whole tournament.
Okay.
So fingers crossed, but Tobias has looked good the whole entire week as well, whereas Piri took a little bit of time to get going. So I think it's going to be an interesting semi-final and final anyway.
Okay, so the only thing we have to do is stay tuned and see who's going to be the winner of this event. And we do have a winner for the first match, and this is Puru from Finland. Congratulations, Puru, and Karsten Hasten from Denmark will get the fourth place. And I would like to welcome on the lanes Thomas, another Finnish bowler. Congrats. So this year we had 200 bowlers being with us from 23 countries. We did have a slight decrease on the bowlers. We missed about 15 to 20 bowlers this year for various reasons. We had the ECC happening in Turkey. We had Swedish league happening, where usually we had about more than 20 bowlers from Sweden with us. And we also had change in the management of our bowling center. So thank you for being with us and supporting the event. So let's see who's going to be the winner of the next match. Ready to start the second game. That's definitely a finish match. Puru against Thomas, or Thomas against Puru. Good luck, and the winner will go to the final. You may start the game. So going back to Elliot, there have been many British bowlers coming in this event every year.
Yeah.
How many bowlers from the UK you have been this year in Sofia International, approximately?
I think this year's maybe about 10 of us.
Okay.
I think it's the lowest year in recent years. The last couple of years, we've had about 30 people come.
Okay.
But
What's the reason that the tournament brings you back here every year?
that is, it's a cheap tournament to come and play for everyone. It's a cheap tournament.
Okay, so
come and
inexpensive event for you?
No, not at all. Because the hotel is really cheap. The flight isn't too expensive to get here. And the squads are cheap. But the prize money you win is good. If you make the cut, it's €350, which if you come out early enough and play the early birds, it's like you could play 6 or 7 squads and still make more money.
Yeah, true. The truth is that the first weekend, the first entry is €50, and the re-entries for the first days is €20 per squad, which is nothing. Obviously, we do that to help the local bowlers, but we see more and more international bowlers coming earlier in the week.
I think the Brits love it as well because it's, well, as I said, it's a cheap weekend away, but the bowling is good. There's a lot of good bowlers here that come and play, so we like to compete in it. And it's not on for a few of our like younger bowlers and maybe bowlers who want an experience. It's a good event to come to because it's not an EBT tour, so not as many pros and stuff will turn up, but it's still very challenging and a good experience as well to come here.
Yes, we did had several discussions before from people asking us to put this on the EBT ranking. What's your opinion? Should we do that or just keep it out?
I think keep it out of the EBT rankings. The ranking tour is good, but it's set and it's for a set amount of people. This tournament has now run for 10 years, and the last 5 years I've played it, it's been very successful without being on the EBT tour. The prize money went up. You've been getting more and more entries every year, apart from this year, but there's obvious reasons for that anyway. So I think there's no point putting it on the EBT tour because it's one of those events that people will look at on the calendar and see that it's not EBT tour, it's a good experience, and they're not going to spend a lot of money to come here either.
Okay, so Thomas will spare on the second frame, and let's see what Puru is going to do. He did start with a strike on the first frame. Which part of the lane did you bowl while competing this event, Elliot?
The best place I found on the lane, especially on the fresh, was kind of between first and second arrow, and getting the ball no wider at the break point than about 7 or 8 board down lane, just because the lanes, well, they were tough, but also on the fresh, a lot straighter. Playing a lot straighter with something with surface on and a stronger ball was a lot better. And then later on in the block, you could migrate left, but the pattern held up really well, so you didn't have to get really far left and start lofting the gutter like we see at a lot of tournaments now, which is what I quite liked about it. It showed a lot of versatility, people playing every part of the lane almost, and just proving there if you miss right by period, then the ball goes right and it's not going to come back. So you have to be on the moves as well, and the transition happens depending on who you follow and depending on what equipment the guys have thrown before you that go onto that pair, and also pair to pair in this place is very, very different, I think. I think the higher end of the centre hooks a lot more than the lower end of the centre for whatever reason.
Well, since my company is the one who installed this bowling center, as we are the Cubic MF distributors for the region, and I do know the reason. And this has been with the construction of the building that a couple of years ago, the owner of the bowling center, he decided to cut some columns from the first floor because he has a very big stage, music stage, as you know, where we're going to have, like every year, the awards ceremony. But for the management of the concert hall, he decided to change something on the building, and this did affect the floor we are bowling at. This is something that people do not know, but we have worked quite a lot to put the lanes back in place.
It explains a lot.
Okay, so Puro, third frame, 49 spare, and Thomas, he's gonna bowl now the third frame. He also has a spare. So in order to get to the best top 8 in this event, you had to bowl, you had to increase your speed, or did you adjust your speed during the event, or not at all?
If anything, for me, because I bowl quite quickly anyway, I had to try and keep my speed down and keep the shot in front of me rather than getting quick and throwing it to the right. As soon as I got too quick, then I just couldn't get my ball to hook or read in the right part of the lane. So for me, the key was speed control and keeping it lower than normal.
Okay. All right, Elliot, thank you very much for being with us. What was your place in this event?
I think I finished 28th this year.
28th this year, okay.
So not too bad. I was happy with it in the end.
Well, in this event, with this kind of pattern, it was a very small difference making, to the top 10 or top 30. Am I right?
Definitely. Very, very small difference. But that's how it should be, to bring everyone closer together, I think. So.
Okay, so I wish you see you next year. And
yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, and
and thanks once again all the British bowlers who have been supporting this event.
And good luck to the finals.
Thank you, Elliot. So we are right now on the fourth frame. Thomas has 2 in a row with 70 pins, and Puru will has a spare on the third frame, and he managed to strike.
Yes.
So I would like to welcome another bowler who has been representing the Swedish force.
Yeah, one of
Kevin Carson. Thank you for being with us tonight. Yes, what I actually said earlier was that usually in this event we see many Swedish bowlers.
Yeah.
That's the first time that we didn't see so many. You had only 3 bowlers from Sweden this year?
Yeah, we have a lot of good players in Sweden, and I know the best of them are at US Open in America right now. So they are trying to, get some titles on the next level. And then there's a Swedish league that is it's a big thing in Sweden. So most of them prioritize that for competitions.
Yes, usually, since I've been involved personally in this event since the beginning, traditionally we had at least 20 or even 30 bowlers from Sweden coming over.
Yeah.
We did, however, have decided to keep the dates of the event, although we know that it collapsed with US Open in the USA.
Yeah.
Or even this year that we had the ECC. We didn't want to change the date. And as we were talking earlier with Elliot from the UK, we have decided to keep this event for the moment out from the EBT ranking system. What's your opinion, Kevin? What's your opinion about this event in general?
I love this event. It's the third time I'm here, and it's the personnel who works here are very kind, and They help and they organize a good event. It's also it's good money, and there's a lot of squads and yeah, and also it's this year is a challenging pattern. You have to play good and get the ball to hook at the right break point, and that's one thing I like. So it's a good condition.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy tournament.
No, it's not an easy, but we have a lot of good players here, and they some people make it look easy, but I can assure you, it's not. It's not a. It's not an easy pattern.
Well, you did made the second step through the Desperado
Yeah.
last night. That was a nice feeling, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a really nice finish. I've played a few squads and I were close, but
Well, I saw you struggling.
yeah, I was
Be
struggling.
honest, yeah.
Yeah, I was struggling, but I felt like I found something. But then you play another squad, and the people break it down differently, and then you need to find a new solution, and that's the hard thing. The lane changes fast, and the people who play there, you have to adapt after them. And if you don't do that correctly, then you won't score.
Well, Thomas has found a way to score because he has 3 in a row and a 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row. He has a good lead now.
So Elliot earlier, he was saying that he would think that Puro will win the event, but so far, Thomas, he does not.
No.
He doesn't give too much room to Puro. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. I think if Pure is going to win, Thomas has to make some mistakes, and Pure have to strike.
And let's see now. And he will not strike.
It looks like the ball is hooking a little bit early. If I would recommend something, is move a little bit left and maybe get some more miss room.
Okay, well, as far as I heard, you have been also coaching some people in Sweden. I saw a website called Bowling with Kevin. .se, am I right?
Yeah, I played as a competitive in bowling for a few years, and I decided that I wanted to give back to people who wanted to become better themselves. So I am now a BIPSA certified ball driller and ETPF level 1 coach.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, a couple of years ago, you were our guest in another tournament we sponsor in Romania, and you were bowling with one hand, and now I see you bowling with 2 hands.
Yeah, that's correct. I bowled with one hand for like 15 years, and I had some success, and it was pretty good. But I wanted some more, and I know a lot of revs and speed is a thing that is necessary for this kind of bowling. Oh, it looked like Puri moved a little bit left, and now he struck. Maybe if he's a little bit lucky and Thomas makes a mistake, he can.
He's back on the game.
Yeah, but he needs to. Thomas needs to make some mistakes for it to happen. He has a good lead. Thomas has been using he has been lofting a little bit to get the ball through the front. So it looks like it's a winning recipe right now.
Let's see what he's going to do now on the 7th frame.
Yeah. That looks good. Oh, a little bit high on the 9 pin. But Pure needs more mistake from Thomas than just a single 9 pin. Thomas is a good bowler and he will pick it up easy.
So the winner of this match, he will guarantee the 2nd place and €5,000.
Yeah. Didn't Pure come second last year? Or was it third?
He was at the podium for sure. I remember giving him an award. I can't remember his place.
Yeah.
But he was at the podium, yes. He was either 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah. I think he lost to Geethan.
I think he was third because, if I'm not wrong, Gaetan from France was second. But
Yeah.
I need to check on that.
Yeah.
I'm getting involved in many events, and
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Yeah, you do great things bowling. Let's see if Thomas can put another strike to secure his win for the next step. Well, I can tell you all people listening, there's a good audience here, and it's a great feeling to watch this final. Oh, yeah.
Well, we do have around at least 100 people in the house watching the final as we speak, plus all the people around the world through our broadcasting platform of Bowl Zone and the online scoring from Cubic AMF. This is where I also have to thank the companies, the bowling companies, Storm Group and Kegel USA and the Cubic AMF, of providing us all the technical knowledge we need to organize this event for many years. And of course, our local sponsors. The main company behind all this is the local supermarket group, the Fantastico Group, who they're also the owner of this beautiful bowling center. And Valery Nikolov, the CEO of this company, he loves bowling, and I was lucky enough to get to know him back in 2002. We have built 3 bowling centers for him, and this particular one, Joy Station, is really a beautiful center. Don't you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I love this center. Oh.
And Puro loves his shot,
Yeah.
who made him a second in a row, and got him back on the game.
Yeah, he's not giving up.
He's not giving up.
And Thomas has been looking a little bit sketchy. The last shot was really high, was right on the head pin, and the one before was also a little bit high, left the 9 pin. So maybe it's some nerves coming into play. We shall see. Puri has everything to win, and Thomas has his lead to lose. And that can trick something in your head. He must have this.
Nope.
Oh.
He didn't make it, and he actually had the worst result he would like, split.
Yeah. I think it's done for Puri. Yeah. Thomas can strike out for, let's see, 247, and Puri can strike out for, depends on if he spares, but I don't think he will do that.
Let's see.
Yeah. It takes 1, so he has 173 in the 9th frame, so he can strike out 203. I would say it's done. I think Thomas will move on.
So we do know we're going to have a match against a German and a Finnish bowler. Who do you predict to be the winner of this event, Kevin?
Well, Tobias, I think he only played 1 squad, and he qualified immediately. So he's a good bet, but Thomas, he has played 1 game already here, so he knows how they are. So I will actually say, if I were to guess someone, I would say Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is strike.
He did found his way back to strike.
Yeah. One thing I can say, it's going to be an interesting game, and no one will ever give up until it's completely done.
So Puru will win the 3rd place and the €3,500 prize fund.
switch balls.
Yeah, he does want to test his equipment, I guess.
Yeah, so he switched ball to a little bit shinier ball, and it looks like he moved in a little bit. Maybe a technique for the next game. We shall see.
So final score for Puru from Finland, 181, and third place for this year's Sofia International Open.
Well, it comes third place 2 years in a row. That's good. That says something about a bowler. Just not a one-time success. And he's young, and he's gonna have a good future. So the final score for Pure is 181, and Thomas, he gets 244.
So Thomas will be the winner of this Finnish match. And this is where I will welcome Tobias from Germany to defend his first place on the step ladder. Congratulations to Puru, who made once again the podium this year. He was also at the podium last year. So we're going to have a couple of minutes of practice and then straight on for the final game to see who's the winner for the first place and the 7,000 euro prize fund. Second place will take 5,000 euro, and Puru has already won 3,500 euro. So while we are watching the two bowlers practicing on the final match, Tobias from Germany and Thomas from Finland, I would like to thank Kevin Carlson from Sweden being with us and helping us commentating on this live streaming.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope to see you again next year.
Of course.
So while we are watching people practicing, I would like to remind to all the people who are watching us on live streaming that in order to have a better quality and follow the score, the online scoring, and the audiovisual broadcasting in the right way, they should refresh their page on Bowl Zone Live they should actually go back to the main page and click on match number 3. So they will actually watch and synchronize with our broadcasting. This is where I have to thank the people from the Bowl Zone company. They have been developing a very nice product and helping us organize this event quite well. And I would like to welcome on board another international bowler, this time from France. So Gaëtan Mouvereux,
Hey,
welcome.
Welcome everyone.
So Gaëtan, first of all, do I pronounce your name correctly,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's okay.
Gaëtan Mouvereux?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
All right, because I've heard so many people calling you different ways. So people should know you because you were at the podium last year.
Yeah, I finished second last year.
Yeah, you did finish second. Who did you won on the semi-final?
I won Piri in the semi-final and lost against Matthias Wetterberg in the final.
Yeah, Matthias Wettenberg from Sweden was the winner from last year's match. So who you think is going to be the winner in this match? You have been on this place, you bowled this final last year.
I really think it's a coin flip here, but I think Tobias bowling had a good look, so I will put my money on him. Even if his practicing shot are not so good, he's like struggling a bit. I've been watching a lot, but yeah, I will say he can win. He has more chance to win. So
Okay. Like this. So I want to listen your opinion about this event and generally the Sofia International Open and how you have found the conditions this year.
okay, so this event is one of the best in Europe for me because it's so much fun and the environment is so good. People in the bowling who works in the bowling are doing everything that to make us happy, to make us feel good, and the prize money is pretty good too. The way the final goes are pretty good. I think this is a pretty good one, and the lane part and this year was pretty tricky, but this is bowling. We need to be good on everything, and the guy you watching now are the best for this weekend and most of the best player in Europe. Thomas finished second, I think, in Norway, second or third. I think second in Norway 2 weeks ago in ABT Stop. Tobias has many European medals. He finished second at the World Cup, so there is some good bowlers here.
And Thomas starts with a strike.
And Thomas started with a strike. So he has a good look, actually.
That's
so
the best way to start the final.
Yeah,
And
that's
let's
the best
see
way.
what Tobias will answer.
So this is a pretty good tournament here. That's one of the best for me. I like coming here. The first time I've been here was 4 years ago, and I was a kid, so I didn't make it the first time, but it's so good to be here. So let's see what Tobias will do. That's a good shot.
And we have another strike from Tobias. So I would like to welcome on board also another bowler. And the bowler is the guy that we just watched bowling the previous game, Puru from Finland. Puru, welcome with us.
Thank you.
So thank you for being with us right after you finish your game. So we would tell me your opinion about the match that just finished. Obviously you lost. I know the feeling, but
Yeah, actually, I'm not feeling that bad because I didn't play nowhere near a good game as Thomas, but it was a bad game for me and much worse than the match against Karsten, and it was time for Thomas to win. So
okay. Well,
okay with
the
that.
guy who's sitting next to you, Gaetan, was the guy who beat you last year. So, do you remember the semi-final last year?
Unfortunately, I remember the 410. I can't forget that, but I'm getting over it. I'm doing the process.
Well, as far as I know, you are quite young. How old are you, Puru?
17.
17. Okay. What a future you have. Okay, so you have been 2 times third place in Sofia International Open. What do you think about this event? I think that your second time being here, right? Am
Yeah,
I right?
it
Yes.
is.
Yes. So it's your second time, and both times you have made it to the podium.
Yeah, I really like the format in the finals, and the center is also quite good. And I think
Well, we hear some noise from
Yeah.
the Finnish crowd here.
I think I think I've got the way how I should play over here, and I think it's working quite well, as it seems. And I'm just I don't know actually what is the key. It is just
Well, from what I understand, and being and watching all these Finnish bowlers coming back to the event, how many
Yeah.
guys from Finland you are here this
I
year?
think we have 10 guys,
10
something like that.
Okay.
9, 10, 11, somewhere around there.
And you are already several days here in Sofia.
Yeah, actually, it's our like traditional trip to come here on Monday, and leave on Monday, and it's at the same time it's cheap holiday, and you can bowl the entry fees on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or
Are ridiculous inexpensive.
yeah.
You can say that. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it
We
is.
know that.
and it is. I think it's cheaper to come on Monday than on Thursday.
Yes. Well, having saying that to a co-organizer like me, the entry fee might change next year, but we'll find out pretty soon. What do you think, Gaetan?
It should stay the same because I want to come earlier next year.
Okay, so
I hope
everybody's
it's
going to be
stay the same.
on holidays.
Yeah.
Where the two guys who are competing right now, they are not on holidays, but
No,
they.
not at all.
But this is where 12,000 euro is on the table right now.
Yes.
And Puro, who do you think he's going to win this match? I already heard Gaetan's opinion. So who's going to get out with 7,000, and who's going to have the 5,000 euro in his pocket?
I think Thomas is. He's gonna win.
Okay,
He's
all
gonna
right.
win.
So we have a bet here.
Just Bowling is gonna win. So.
His reaction is really good, but I think Thomas has a little advantage from being when he played at the match against me, so he knows the tricks maybe a little better on those lanes. So I think Thomas has a small advantage on this.
In the lane in the final.
The difference was something like 8 boards or something.
Makes sense.
Well, you didn't make it to the final
No,
this
I didn't
time,
make it. I
Gaetan,
finished
so
seventh,
we
so
should
that's okay.
better ask Puro's opinion.
Yeah.
And Tobias will spare on the third frame. So 9 spare for both bowlers, 49 for Tobias, 59 for Thomas. So how did you find the oil pattern this year, Puro, comparing it with last year's event?
I think the pattern plays quite same than last year, but now it's a bit longer. And this year on Monday and Tuesday, I tried to play from the inside, but it didn't work. And I was thinking, how did I play last year and with what ball? And I watched a few squats that I played last year, and I tried to play quite same, and actually it worked. And
so you did actually went back on online on YouTube,
yeah,
and you watched your last year's game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I just tried to find the right ball, and I had the shot what I should throw, and I just need to find the ball. That was my mentality. And was it on Thursday? I found the ball and I shot the 1390.
Yeah, you were leading the qualification. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gaetan played at this final last year.
Yep.
And you didn't win.
Nope.
What was your place this year?
I finished 7th this year.
7th.
Yeah.
So we see that you can also see some statistics on your screen provided from Bowl Zone, and
It's looking good.
and then you hear the crowd.
There's some noise maybe from the Finnish players. I think so.
They are screaming something in Finnish, but I cannot
Yeah,
understand what they're talking about.
I can't either.
You can either. Okay, all right. Well, okay. So Thomas has almost 58% of strikes. You get this kind of statistics from ball zone, and there's also statistics, but also actually counts the whole games, all the squads you have ball in this event. Let's see what Thomas is going to do on the 5th frame.
Looking good. Not too bad, I would say.
Well, I guess your Monday to Monday holidays for the Finnish people
It's working.
is working, huh?
I think.
Okay. Gaetan, you are the only French boy who I've seen in this event.
Yeah.
What happens with the rest of the French bowlers? They are not good? Are they afraid?
They are afraid, I think.
They are afraid,
I have no idea. I'm not in their mind, but the flight to fly over in another country in France are pretty expensive, so that's one of the reasons. And then French people doesn't want to come if they lose, and they want to play games and have fun. So on the lane, like, it's not easy. I think they wouldn't have fun, and then
So is this kind of a bowlers that they always want to have house patterns?
yeah, and ball 250 average.
Ball 250 average and feel nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And win money.
Well, that's not going to be the case for the Sofia International Open.
But I hope the next year is going to be more French people, because every tournament I go in Europe, people ask me, where are the French guys? And I keep answering the same thing. I have no idea what they're doing. But I hope we're going to be more in the European event, because we got some good bowlers. Not as good as the Finnish one, but we got the good bowlers who can make some final. And it could be great for a country to get some people here. But that's how it is. Well, at least I got my Greek friend with me, and they're so nice with me, so I'm staying with the Greek guys.
Okay. So let's see, going back to the game, Tobias, 6th frame, and a strike. I think he needed that strike to stay in the match. And let's see what Thomas is gonna do now. Which kind of ball is he using, Puro? Do you know?
I think that's method solid.
No,
That was good.
that was a strike.
He's using another ball on the left lane, I think. But I don't know which one it is.
Whatever he does, he makes the Finnish people happy over there. And the crowd behind us keep being increased. We have more than 100 people behind watching, and those 10, 15 Finnish guys there, they are really making some noise.
I think Thomas is using the method solid on the right lane and the quantum bias pearl on the left lane.
Okay. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, Tobias is using a Motive equipment, and Thomas is the Brunswick equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad break. That's a bad break. You need that one.
Well, as audience, we do need some interest. So let them do what they do. Let us enjoy the game. Okay, Puro, thank you very much for being with us, and I will see you at the Pontium.
Yeah, thank you.
Something that I will not say to Gaetan this year.
You're not nice with me. Why?
Well, 7th place, I think you can do more.
Yeah, I can do more.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for being with us. And Thomas will spare on the 7th frame. Yeah. And Tobias will strike. It seems like the crowd here in Joy Station, they are cheering for both bowlers. Half of the crowd is for Tobias and the other half for Thomas. And this is where I want to listen the opinion of a local gentleman here from Bulgaria. Who you think is going to win this match? And I'm referring right now to Saso Lefterov, the developer of Bowlzone. Saso, who you think is going to be the winner?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Seems pretty even so far. I mean, I've been seeing over the week Tobias being much stronger during the scratch scores, but obviously he's been struggling in the beginning.
Okay.
So, well, I think he may still rise up, and although right now obviously.
Well, Tobias, that was a huge mistake.
Yeah,
he didn't spare. He has an open frame, and that was an easy spare, and he gives now the room to Thomas.
I guess everything is in Thomas's hands.
So
right now.
People might not know you, Saso, but I do know you for many years, and you are the developer of Bowlzone software, this beautiful tool we have been using the last couple of years here in Sofia International Open. Can you tell us shortly how did you develop this tool?
Well, sure. I mean, first of all, I have been an active bowler for many years, and one of the things, especially going to large tournaments abroad and or looking for or watching games of my friends, I've been always struggling to the fact that the information coverage was not very great, and it's still not great in most of the tournaments around the world. So, me and my colleagues, we put the goal to make this better, and we're still working on that, and there is a way to go, but yeah, that's our mission, to make bowling much more enjoyable to watch and practice.
Okay, so it was a passion for bowling and your knowledge in IT technologies that got you in developing Bowlzone. I think I'm pretty sure we're going to see more things from this beautiful product.
Yeah.
I have been involved in co-organizing or sponsoring sports events either in bowling or in billiards for many years. And I do believe that this software provides a lot of help to the tournament organizers, making their management easier, presentation nicer. So let's see first of all now what Thomas will do, who has already spare. We are right now on the 9th frame. And that's a strike.
Yeah, other than a big mistake from Thomas, I think it's almost finished game, but let's wait and see.
I think Tobias is his first time coming in the Sofia International Open. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
But he has made it to the final. He has been leading the step ladder. So even the second place, he should be very happy. And the way it goes, on the 9th frame, 7 pins.
Yeah.
It looks like
it looks like Thomas is winning, but yeah, let's wait and see. And yeah, we're very much hoping that to see Tobias next year again, because he had a pretty good tournament, and maybe he'll have all the reasons to come back and try to win it.
why not? We have been listening to the opinions of most of the bowlers here, and they all loved the event, no matter whether they made it, whether they made the cut or they didn't make the cut. Everybody talked about the beautiful conditions, not expensive entry fees, very big prize fund comparing to the entry fees. And Tobias will strike, showing some courage here. The bowling center is right next to the hotel, a very beautiful hotel with very comfortable and inexpensive rooms. So the whole package seems to be very attractive for the bowlers. Whoever has been in this event, he comes back most of the times, unless he has to bowl some other events like the US Open or the ECC this year. Second in a row on the 10th frame for Tobias.
Yeah, well,
He wants to give some pressure.
yeah, absolutely.
To,
I'm missing the 10th frame
Thomas.
from Thomas, and Tobias may actually win it. So it's very unlikely considering the whole game that Thomas has so far. But you never know. Sometimes the pressure adds up in the very last frame.
This is what we want. We want the winner to be actually decided at the very last frame of the grand final, and we have Tobias with 205. And let's see what Thomas will do on the very last frame of this event. It's okay, no problem. Silence from the crowd. Let's see what the reaction is going to be after the first shot.
Wow.
Oh, and we have a 9.
Now, let's see.
This is definitely what the Finnish crowd didn't want. 201 for Thomas, and he must spare. Here's the shot. I will predict the 7,000 or the 5,000 winning. Oh. Oh my God. He spared, but he nearly missed. He nearly missed. 203 against 205 for Tobias, and well, unless something tragic happens, Thomas will win the first place for the 10th Sofia International Open, and he's going to be on the podium with us, getting his 7,000 euro prize fund. But let's see. The game is officially over. Congratulations. Congratulations, Tobias. So what a final, what a final. We had to go to the last 10th frame of a grand final. I want both of you over here. Both players, they bowl really well the whole week. We had to go to the very last game, very last frame, very last shot. What can I say? Thank you very much, all of you, for being with us. We're going to go straight down to the ground floor for the prize award, where Tobias will be the second place in his first time in Sofia International Open. That's not bad, right, Tobias? Yeah. Okay. Are you coming back next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I think so as well. And Thomas, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are a lot of crowd over there.
Yeah,
And as far as I know, you're here from Monday to Monday.
no, Tuesday to Monday.
Oh, Tuesday to Monday. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So you had 7 days of holidays and 7,000 euro in your pocket on the way back home.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for the Finnish cheering.
Make some noise. Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to continue down on the prize awards straight away. Thank you very much for all of you and all the people who have been watching us from home. We will continue with the prize award. So we have just watched the final game. Thomas Kauko from Finland was the winner of the 10th Sofia International Open. We will try also to be live streaming the prize award, which is going to take place not on the lanes, but as traditionally we do in this event. We have a very beautiful music stage on the ground floor of Joy Station, and we're all going to move there. We have a crowd of around 150 people right now in the house. And this is where we're going to go and try to show our respect to the bowlers. Stay with us and we will try to offer you some live streaming from the prize awards as well. Thank you for being with us and we'll be back very shortly.